Yo, Astro World. Welcome to another episode of Astro Bros Peoples. We're here to talk some NBA. You know how it is, as usual. Right, everyone? Thanks for joining me on the stream today, my brother. How you doing, man? How was the week? I think you muted.
A good man, can't
Yeah, there we
complain.
go.
Just a little hungry and gully. But you said big food, no.
Should have eat
But
before you left home.
it's true. But I had a good week, man. Had a great week. A lot of NBA action. A lot
Yep.
of great highlights already to start off the season. A lot of intriguing discussions. A lot. So
Yes,
can't wait to get
sir.
into it with you, man. You know how we do it.
Exactly. I hope we could get all of this covered too, because like you say, it's quite a bit to cover and a lot of interesting
It is
topics
true.
as well. Peoples, if you're in the stream, thanks for joining. Also, you already know what to do. Hit the like button so that YouTube could do its thing and request this video to other people. We love to have your thoughts as well. So feel free to comment anytime during the stream, and we'll sure to give you a shout out. So yeah, let me dive right into it. Let me not waste too much time. We had questions about the Bucks and their starting lineup and how Dame would fare um, in that little mix up there that Bucks decided to create for this new season.
Hmm.
He had a good start though. He
Great
had
start. Excellent.
probably a dreamy start for anybody joining a new team.
For sure. For sure. I,
He
I
was like the star.
I mean, kind of. Kyrie had a 50-point game against the Wolves. When he had first went to the Nets, that was kind of a dream start. They lose though. Difference is them in this
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, as close to a dream start as possible. To be honest, 39
Mhm.
points, literally showcasing why he's such a good fit for this specific Bucks team. Uh, a cure to all their ailments in the fourth quarters of most of the games. If we go back to last season's playoffs, many times in the late in
Sir.
the game, the Heat just came out and demolished them in the fourth quarter. They didn't really have anybody to handle the ball and take over late, and then came in and showed why he is that guy for this team and why he's such a great fit.
Yep.
So
Agreed, man. Dame time.
what we'd
Dame
like them
time
to
is
do is
Bucks time
is
now.
is again elaborate on this and show you to shoot some free throws. 17 to 17 for the free throw line in that game. I don't know if it
Yep.
was up to Giannis if they would win that.
Yeah, it was a pretty
He's
close game to be honest.
hmm the Heat
Very close game.
Heat don't look bad themselves. Well, didn't look bad themselves that game. It took
Mhm.
some damn heroics to really get out of that game. So
Yeah.
they should feel they should feel. Sorry, talking about Heat, the Sixers. Sorry.
Hey, Sixers, yeah.
Yeah, the Sixers. It should feel decent. They did go on to have a decent week in the NBA. Tyrese Maxey really looking in absolute top form. I'm pretty sure he had the player of
Yep.
the week for last week. Him and Jokic. So look out for Tyrese Maxey. For all persons who
All season.
really locked into the NBA, he's one of the up and coming stars. You really gotta keep an eye on him. But back to them, man, just a perfect fit for the team. You get to see a little bit of how he and Giannis could work, how he pick and roll. They couldn't really stop it. Then get off
Yeah.
that pick and roll with a lot of space above the 3-point break, just bombing from three. Can't really do anything like that because you got to follow Giannis to the basket. If he gets to the basket, is a immediate dunk. So
Exactly.
a difficult play to guard, simple play but difficult play to guard, and I think the
Exactly.
sky's the limit for that team on
For
offense.
sure, man. For sure, for
On
sure.
offense.
Very dynamic. Yeah, a very dynamic team on the offensive end for sure. And plus two, if you plan on double teaming Yanis after the pick and roll, you got a lot of open looks, a lot of
Exactly.
options that Bucks will have. But it seems like they still gotta figure it out though, because
Yeah, for
Hawks
sure.
put the pepper in them last week as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. That's what we say on
That
offense.
was
Because last night, the Hawks dropped 100 and almost 130 points on them
yeah,
all week.
127.
The only person that didn't play, I think,
Crazy.
was maybe Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton played. Hey, let me double check. I don't think Chris Middleton played, but that don't make a difference.
Yeah, and then
Giannis
it could.
played, and 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 Dame played. So you had two of the best players, I would say, on the court, in my opinion. And they
Yeah,
got steamrolled by Trey Young and the Hawks. Trey Young they even had a great game. He had 20 points, but 11 assists.
yeah.
So
Hawks was
I
firing on all
don't know.
cylinders, man.
Yeah, they come
Like,
miss. They had seven players in double digits. That's crazy. No, eight
that's
players
mad.
in double digits. That is absolutely insane. 40,
Yep.
32 assists. That's
Hmm.
madness. But
Yep.
I
That's
still, I
that could
still,
be
I'm still
serious
high on the Bucks
offensive
team.
power right there.
Still high on the Bucks team. That might be one of those anomaly games. It's hardly ever that you can see a team with eight players with double digit scoring. That's quite unusual.
Yeah.
But the Hawks really needed that win to get out of the front. They started off the season pretty bad with two rough
Yeah.
losses. So
0-2. Yeah.
they're playing Timberwolves in a couple of minutes. I hope they suffer the fate of the Timberwolves. Another loss coming their way. Sad to say, but we can see how it goes.
It is what it is, man.
Mhm.
Some games are inevitable until the impossible happens. So that's Hawks for you. But another opening game, surprise surprise because I've come to expect this. AD disappointing after all the hype, after all the
Mhm.
talk, all the back and forth,
On the
couldn't
back
back up
up.
his talk.
Nope.
Yeah,
And
champs came out on top.
it's true that you hear all this talk about the Nuggets and the Lakers daddy all starts to think over the off season. He's saying, yeah, he's
Yeah,
so pumped to play these guys because they got a lot of talk coming off of the championship and how they pumped us, etc. etc. You come in that game, you look dominant to some extent in the first half, and then in the
mhm.
second half was an absolute no show. Quite embarrassing, I must say.
Didn't turn up.
I must say, and AD is a culprit for this over the past couple of I can't even say over the past couple of years for his career. Let me say, because so
Mhm.
many times in big games, you expect this man to show up and leave his print on the game. Yes, he does it defensively, so it does maybe sometimes it don't show up on the stat sheet as much as he points would, but you gotta take it to your cage. Even if you end up with a bad shooting night, you gotta show that they're fighting. And I didn't really see that fight from him in that game, especially
Yeah,
in the second half. It's like, and Jokic is just out there giving him bucket after bucket, bumping the chest, pirouette, spin, two, out on the perimeter, in the ice, tree. Jokic was just cooking him like
yep.
filet mignon, boy. Like I don't know, he was just on a different level. And he
Cooking him in slow
Anthony
motion
Davis
at that.
defensive prowess. That's the thing. Anthony Davis defensive prowess did not phase this man whatsoever,
Yeah.
whatsoever. So
And to be honest, in the preseason, AD looked really dominant. Like
yeah, he did.
he looked like he was ready for the season. Like he was
But
ready to give it to anybody that dare come to the basket or contest with him um in the post up. So like,
hey, after those,
like
after
you say,
that game, after that game, 80 averaging 30 points after that one game. Last two games that the Lakers played last night, then lose to
yeah,
to the Kings, but 80 was pretty dominant in that game. He had 30 something points and 15 or 16 rebounds and three blocks. Like that's the stat line you gotta be putting out against Jokic. You know what I mean? To be
that's
in the
the
conversation.
inconsistency
Yeah,
that I be talking about. Like you can't be
he's a
a
seesaw.
championship
He
contender
is a
like this.
seesaw. As he is up and down.
Yeah, man, like you can't be in a championship favorite position and be showing this so early on. Like you gotta get this together. That's why like I was so hesitant in putting them up there. Like I
Yeah.
get it.
Right
Like
now we should take the down. I ain't gonna
Lakers
lie.
can do it. It's like no, Lakers could do it, but it's like you banking on AD to like do what everybody thinks and knows AD can do. AD is like that guy people want to see win. People want to see do well, but time and time again, AD just disappoints. And then when you don't expect it, like we had said before, he then shows up and give you this incredible game
Mhm,
when it matters, but not really. Like
mhm.
when it really, really matters is when you don't get AD. I guess
Exactly.
because of depression and all that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
we know he can do it, and that's what we need to see, especially the Lakers fans. But yeah, it was a good thing that I chose the champs to come and dominate Lakers. Just so you know, I got that one on you from last week
Yeah.
predictions.
Yeah, you
So
do. I
feeling good.
Last week's prediction was trash for me. I didn't get a single point. I figured that, but going off of that same discussion, I figured that and Davis was really going to come out and try to dominate the game, which he
Yeah.
did show for the first half. Can't fault him there, but the
Mhm.
second half, you got two halves in the game. You can't just do it then and
Yeah.
then not do it in the second half. So uh,
Yeah.
I thought LeBron would have been motivated to shut the Nuggets up after having to sit down and watch him put the rings on the fingers. So,
Yep.
but at the end of the day, the Nuggets is just a better team. Full stop.
That's what he's
Full stop.
saying, bro.
Full stop.
Looking like Nuggets got the championship again in 2024, but hey, we will see.
Ooh, super early prediction. Hey.
We will see. Hey, I had them up there first. uh, so let me go to this new. Let me transition to this new rule that NBA put out about players' participation. I just like before we dive into it in its entirety, I want to find out from you what your initial reaction or thoughts were when you heard about it or read it for the season.
Yeah, I was just curious to find out how they are actually going to prove a person's eligibility or ineligibility. Not eligibility, that's not the word. What would be the better word? Physical status to play.
The
Like,
fitness.
yeah, I guess their health. How do you prove that they're healthy or not healthy? Um, in order to play, like, do you have a a, NBA FBA team, team of doctors that goes out and like kind of double check if the doctor is telling the truth, and if you do, like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure most of these players have some level of injury to some extent that maybe nagging that they can always fall back on and say, "Oh, this is the issue." Like, so I just feel like it's something really hard to manage. I don't know
Yeah.
how they're going to manage it over the course of the season. It's really difficult. And then to putting in a caveat, exception for players over 35 years old and that log X amount of minutes. Like, I get it, but I mean, this on top of the
Nah.
fact that in order for you to get like some of these I guess, yeah, postseason awards, for lack of a better term, like uh win some of these NBA awards, I should say, like the individual awards, you need
Yeah.
to have a certain amount of games. That on top, player participation on top of that, just seemed like it. I don't know. They kind of going a little bit too far, in my opinion. I don't know if it will work, but we already seen an example here with Bradley Beal out for as extended for the first three games of the Sun season. Pretty much after Devin Booker cut the Warriors,
Yeah.
he ain't played a game since then.
Right.
So you got two star players out. That's one of the criteria. You can't got two star players out. Yada yada yada. And they played a national
Yeah.
TV game against the Lakers. They said Lakers on. Is it? Yeah, they played
Yeah.
a
I
national
think
TV
it
game
was
against the
Lakers. Yeah.
Lakers on last week, and that they lost. So I don't know how he's managing that. And on top of that, they also have a super big fine for repeat offenders. Like, it goes from like a couple of 100,000 then to a million, then to 1 point something million, and then any other offense after that is a million, a million, a million. So
Yeah. I think is a million added to the 1 point how much ever
yeah,
million. So the
yeah.
next one be like 2 point whatever million, and then that's one 3 point, etc. My initial reaction was yes, finally,
Hmm.
force players, force stars to participate in the games.
Hmm.
People buy tickets to go and see their favorite players play.
Yeah.
When I bought my ticket to go see my first game, I wanted to see. Kyrie play live. I wanted to see Kevin Durant play live, right? And I wanted to like just experience that whole atmosphere by
Yeah,
watching them perform.
correct.
Luckily, I got to see that. Sometimes people would buy tickets like hoping that their players play and then turn up to the game, their players not playing,
Hmm.
right?
And,
No,
the tickets ain't cheap. They gotta remember that too. They
that's the thing. That's the thing.
tickets ain't cheap.
And sometimes, like in my case too, I had to drive hours to the
Hmm.
arena in order to see them play, right? So people sacrificing time, sacrificing
And money.
energy, sacrificing money to go and see their favorite players to play, to turn up and not get that,
Hmm.
and then get a mediocre game,
Yeah, correct.
your team lose.
Hmm.
Like to me, is not fair from
Hmm.
a fan perspective,
I agree.
right? So I was happy to see that at least some initiative was taken in order to get players on the court because that ultimately that's what fans come to see. I don't want to buy a Warriors ticket and Steph Curry out, or I don't want to go to LA to watch Clippers and see that Kawhi load managing. Like, bro, I pay to come and see my star players perform.
Right.
You don't see soccer players load managing. Them is some of the fittest athletes in the world. If you go to like, well, I should say back then, if you went to a Barcelona Real Madrid game, you know Messi playing, you know Ronaldo playing, unless it's some
Exactly.
serious injury or something. You know that you get to see you star players go at it head to head. So I think from that standpoint, that's a good initiative.
Hmm.
No, to I guess
To
comment on
my
what you
point,
were
yeah,
saying
yeah.
in
The
terms of
policing of
how
it,
you would kind of police that is
yeah.
they did mention that, if there's a claim, they'll have to look at it from their end. So they'll have to go investigate it and they'll
Hmm.
have their own doctors kind of do
Hmm.
tests to see if this is actual legit injury or something like that, right? Um, Sometimes players don't want to play because something might be bugging them, but I don't
Hmm.
think that will always show up on a medical machine or
Hmm.
monitor or something if you had to run tests, right? So yes, from that standpoint, it's going to be hard to prove
Yeah, exactly.
that,
Like, how could you say that?
yes,
That I'm
this
not
player
aching.
is
Yeah,
actually hurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So then there's twofold no, because then players and teams can run that risk to say, okay, I don't want to play you. We can say you got such and such an injury.
Hmm.
No, to cover you back, you got to make sure that all the players' representatives, the players, the management, the staff, everybody, even teammates, know about this injury because if
Yeah.
somebody says something that
Yep.
goes
Yeah, I saw that in the
contrary to
clause.
what,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Like, you can't
you
step
got to
out and say nothing.
really
Yeah, you
cover
gotta be
all
on your
ends.
game. Yeah.
Exactly. So you have to cover all ends to make sure that what you're saying adds up and that the NBA doesn't catch you on that. Um, there's that, and then you know there's there's trying to figure out. Okay, you said you were hurt, but you played in a particular game,
Hmm.
and you said you were hurt from this particular time. Like so there's so much that you have to keep track of, and
Yeah.
it it can get technical, and you
Yeah.
and you don't
Very.
want to call anybody out on an injury and be wrong about it,
Exactly,
right?
because like, and that's the
Or
thing about
vice
it.
versa.
It's something so subjective. Like it can vary from player to player. Injuries vary from player to player. Pain thresholds
Yeah,
vary from player to player, and those things that impact whether the player plays on a night and stuff like that. So how do you police something that is so subjective? Um, you know, throughout the course of the year, because it's just so difficult, in my opinion. But I guess they got
yeah,
away. I don't know how effective it would be, and I'm certain I feel like there would be a case where they might be accusing somebody of something, and it blows out into something more. To be
yeah.
honest, I
People
think
take
that
people to
might happen
court
this
and all
year.
kinds of
Yeah,
stuff like that
exactly,
for
exactly.
like
Because
defamation of character, telling people
mhm,
that they're not honest about
yeah,
something,
yeah,
stuff like that.
because that's essentially what
Uh,
they're trying to. That's what they can be trying to do, like prove whether the person's injury is legitimate, but I don't know on what grounds can you do that with something so personal
Mhm.
and subjective, if you get what I'm saying, in
Yeah.
terms
I
of
mean,
somebody's health.
if yeah, that too, but I guess they could come from a different angle. Like if you didn't play a certain amount of games during the
Hmm.
regular season, you can be nominated for, let's say, a award, which is something that we'll talk about later on in the stream. But
Hmm.
like, let's say MVP for the season.
Yeah.
If you didn't play a certain amount of games, even though you had pretty good stats, and sometimes these stats goes on a like per game basis. So if you had an average of, let's say, 30 points, but you only play like 50% of the games, and then this other guy, let's say, had 37 point, I mean, like a 25-point average, but he played a lot more games than you did, then who would you give MVP to, right?
Yeah.
In that regard. So maybe it could lend some, I guess, voting power to people who play more often. But from a fan perspective, yes, it's a good idea. But like you said, how you will police it, I really don't know what's the best way to do that. Yes,
Yeah.
fines hurt, like $100,000 fine ain't nothing, $1 million
Mm-hmm.
fine ain't nothing for corporations like this.
I
And
mean,
if you
$1 million
got
is
Devin
something.
Booker and,
Hey,
and
that's a
yeah,
player right
yeah,
there.
but
You could
if
get
you
player
got
for that.
people already like missing games, this
Hmm.
is the first week. Like
Hmm.
if you don't act on it and be intentional about what
Yeah.
you say your fines would be or
Hmm.
whatever for the teams, to pay some type of penalty, then you open up the door for other teams to just follow suit and
Hmm.
use that example as a piggyback and say, well, hey, these people did this earlier in
Yeah.
the
So,
season
yeah.
and they weren't penalized for it. So you can't come now and say you want to enforce something that you chose or that you miss
Yeah.
um, last time out. So I think it's going to be interesting how they kind of figure this out. Um, the the verifying medical reports angle is interesting as well because you can see corruption in that sphere too.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
people got to be really transparent about how they go about their job in that respect. But they can't take handouts from anybody, pay off anybody to say, hey, I had this knee injury or blah blah blah, right? So pretty interesting, pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so I would really like to hear others' thoughts on this because actioning it is one thing, and then policing it is another,
Hmm.
and being intentional about it. F1 got it figured out though, because F1 penalize you for everything,
I don't know. They
basically.
got so
So
much rules. They pretty much got F1
yeah,
Bible at this point because there's so many things. There's so many things. Jeez, like
yep.
F1 is
And
another
and
story.
and the thing about it, like I will kind of mimic DC on this.
Mhm.
David Carthon, he says, you know, I think this was last 2 weeks that drivers are playing tell the teacher, basically, where they will say, hey, this body went over the line.
Mhm.
Um, this body overtook off the
Yeah.
track. Like the drivers are quick to say, hey, this is the rule, do
Mhm.
something about it. And
Mhm.
I don't know if that's going to play off in the NBA in this scenario as well, but
Mhm.
you know, we'll see. We'll see. I would actually love to see not not even that this drives star players to play,
Mhm.
but that star players want to play. Star players want to show their fans a good time, give
So,
them bang for their buck, basically.
if it was to predict a team or a player, team slash player that will probably get hit with one of these flames first, so you think it would be?
If people load managing, Kawhi will be the first. um, but
Kawhi already feel he got a target on his back too, so he might be he
yeah,
might be making sure he legit.
yeah, that's true. Um, I think I think that's what the whole thing was to do, to curb
Mhm.
this load management
Yeah.
stuff, right? But ho- honestly though, I don't know because there are very few players who quote unquote load manage. A lot of players tend to, well, I should say stars. Most stars tend to play as many games as they can.
Yeah.
Now I understand the clause caveat for players over 30, players who've played over 1,000
35.
games.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, over 35 years old as the season started,
Mhm.
or upon season started the season. Players who've played over a certain amount of games, as well, or have a certain amount of minutes in the NBA. I don't really buy into that one because I still think players can be fit enough
Exactly.
to
If you
play
fit enough
a
to
lot
play
of
NBA,
games.
then
Yeah,
they
like
get
a
exemption.
pass,
They get like a get out of jail free card to some
like a
extent
geriatric.
because
No,
they're
I was
old.
saying they
Yeah,
get a geriatric pass.
correct.
You
That's
know,
what
the
they should call it.
all people's must pass. You know, like you
Exactly.
just wave your card and say, "All right, yeah, get on free." You know, like I don't, I don't like that they added that
Mhm,
because most of your star players are players who've been in the league for a long time,
mhm,
and if players who have been in the league for a long time who might not quite fit the age requirement, but would have played a lot of games already,
mhm.
um, some fans will still miss out on those players playing. So I don't like that aspect of it, but the overall idea I like and I get from a fan standpoint.
Yeah.
Anything to add on that? Anything else that like stuck out to you
Um.
while we're
No.
going through
Well, yes,
that
something
rule?
stuck out to me. I don't think this game met the criteria, but Jimmy Butler being a wuss, sitting out Timberwolves game on Saturday night,
Yeah,
because he always lose to the Timberwolves since he left. And I think he is the type of player, out of spite, he wouldn't want to play regardless of the situation. He wouldn't want to play against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. So I think that was a purposeful. I don't think anything is wrong with Jimmy Butler, and that's something that should have been investigated as part of the participation policy. To be honest,
so so in this case, would the organization have the right to take that out of Jimmy Butler's contract? Take that
well,
$100,000
no, the
fine out of his
organization is who we
contract?
got to pay.
Right, but can the organization then say, okay, you chose and decided not to do
Oh,
this, and we
they
agreed,
wouldn't do
well,
that.
you
They
you
wouldn't
you,
do
you will
that.
pay the fine. Hey,
Uh,
if I want my star player to play so that I could get a dub,
mhm.
and they decide out of spite that they don't want to play for
Well,
whatever
he
reason,
decided
and
on
it's
this
not
play. I'm pretty
legitimate.
sure that's what it is. I'm speculating
Right.
100%. There's no proof
So
to confirm this, but
yeah,
I I am very confident in my speculation that he decided not to play because he played just the night before. But there's the next caveat. It was a night of a back to back, so there's that. Um,
yeah, that's another thing I don't fancy. Like
there's that. But
when them say
come
back to
on,
back, they
like
they mean games
consecutive
that
games.
okay, so like one day, then the very
So if
next
it
day,
plays it,
or
yeah, correct.
so this don't apply to a game on Monday and then a game on Wednesday. This only apply to a
No,
game on Monday and a game on Tuesday.
correct. Or a game on Sunday
Okay,
and a game on Monday.
okay, okay, makes sense.
Mhm.
Because then, eh, I don't know. I still don't fancy that one.
But
I would say play if you fit. I think
hmm
that that's the overarching idea right now. If you
hmm
fit, play. Fans pay money to come and see you play.
pretty
Show the
sure he can
fans a
suit up
good
for this
time.
game against the Bucks in a couple of minutes, though.
For
Pretty
sure.
sure.
Yeah. So
So uh, the next thing we had on the agenda here is, we could do a little overreaction because it's still early in the season, but there are a couple of
yeah,
teams that have played 3 games already and are 3-0 for the season so far, and there are some teams who are looking extremely down and have yet to win a game. So,
yeah.
uh, off the bat, the only team that has won three
Hey,
games to start the season is the reigning champions, Denver Nuggets, and I watched them put a beating on the Thunder yesterday. My goodness, that team is so good. Like the offensive efficiency of this team, like anywhere on the court. There's some teams you can say, all right, I know these guys can probably just look to, get to the rim, go to the basket.
yeah,
Uh, or I know this team, like Golden State, synonymous, are associated with a 3-point identity. Like
yeah.
anywhere on the court, anywhere on the
It's
court
buckets.
is buckets
Yeah,
for the Nuggets.
yeah.
Nikola Jokic was just cooking Chat Holmgren. Uh, I Generally I just think is a weird thing.
Mhm.
Nikola Jokic is a massive human being. Chat Holmgren is too slender to guard him. I just saw him just stepping around Chat Holmgren in the post, like he was not even there.
Yeah.
1-2 bucket. Oh my god, spin hut bucket. Like he couldn't start this man whatsoever. He
Yeah.
was having a few days after the game. Jokic did come and say that he needs to get fatter, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But geez,
It's
that
like
team's like a team ready to repeat. They ain't skip a beat, and the defense was actually pretty nice too. On the Thunder, they had Shea Gilgeous Alexander in a chokehold for the most of the game, so they did a good job on him.
yeah.
Took him out of the game, yeah, pretty much for the whole game, and they went away with a dominant victory to cap 3-0 week in the first week.
I would say that's the importance of having your players involved and developing your players game all around the court, not just focusing on a superstar to run the team. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Have your players develop. Aaron Gordon, massive development. Jamal
Yeah,
Murray on his comeback started to even get even better, and was able to add even more offensive power than he would have had in the previous years when he, well, just before he got hurt. Like that team to me is a very inclusive team. Porter, like they keep encouraging him to shoot even though he doesn't always have the best night. Um, I I just love Denver Nuggets right now, and I think they have to be champion favorites
yeah,
after such a start. Like
yeah.
it's
More, yeah.
crazy.
Most people have them as champion favorites for sure. Um,
Yeah,
but we'll see who raised to into that conversation as the season goes on.
for
Um,
sure. Because definitely some people who want the taste of that championship
mhm,
ring as well.
mhm.
So we'll see, man. We will see. Winless. They talk about winless. People who
Oh,
are 0 for 3.
oh.
Oh my god. Who would have expected this team at the top of the list? Who the I call this team the Dear Care Center for, for the Memphis Memphis Grizzlies. Like no one would have thought that they would have had such a rocky start,
Mhm.
even
Um,
considering the teams that they've played.
mhm. Yeah, they played the
And
Wizards. Well, no, actually, they had the only team that they played in the first three games that they played that I would expect them to win is the Wizards. They played the Nuggets and
mhm.
they played the Pelicans, but both of these games were at home, so you would think that they
But
had the
hey,
edge to some extent.
didn't they do better than Pelicans last time around? Well, I guess
They
Pelicans
did
got
way
injured
better.
and all and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
they can't blame this on not having a John Morant because they've shown that they don't need John Morant to get buckets,
but that's the thing.
to
This is what I
score
keep saying
points, to
last
get
week.
wins.
Last week, they do not
Hmm.
have the man that I would say was a catalyst for their success when John Morant was away. That's Tyus Jones. He played against them
Right.
already for the season on the Wizards.
Hmm.
He was the one that really, bring the structure and bring the I don't know, bring the I can't call him a veteran, but he was the calm
He
in the
brought the
storm. I would say,
knowledge.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he was the calm in the storm for them, and I would say kind of hold on the team for John Morant until he got back.
Right.
That's a big piece for them. And then they're missing Steven Adams for the season. Also have
Yeah.
missing
Huge.
Brandon Clark from last season as well. Like right now, Desmond Bain is their main offensive creator right now, which he's doing an okay job at the moment.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's averaging 24 points in those three games. But
And then they got two starters that got to figure out it with the team because they're two new team members.
I mean,
So
That Rose had a decent outing in his first one. But
mhm. Yeah, but like cohesiveness is this big part of it. Like having a
yeah,
individually
true.
good game. Like yes, okay, cool, you perform, but what did you do for the team? Like how did you help the team? I guess follow you
Mm-hmm.
to be good on that night.
Understood.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's still some meshing that needs to take place.
for
But you
sure,
think that with
definitely.
two defensive player, actually two of the consecutive, yeah, back to back. Well, no, let me see how to phrase this. Back to back is not the word.
Mhm.
They had the last two. defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart and Jaron Jackson Jr. Like you should be locking up men on a nightly
Yeah.
basis.
Mhm.
The score result would indicate that they were at least decent. I say the end scores they didn't get beat by the 120 or anything like that. But it comes on to again, as I said in the last stream, the need the Jaron Jackson Jr. to step up offensively. He hasn't been able to do so thus far, and that is a big
Yeah.
issue.
Granted. Expected teams though, Trailblazers lost team, so that's a lot of offensive
I
flow
thought
there.
DeAndre
That
Ayton was supposed to be called dominating Amanda, averaging 8 points, 8 points a game in 3 games. He expects somebody to call him what?
come
Dominating?
on, bro.
Come on. Like, come on. And this is the thing. He in a
He needs
situation now.
assists.
He in a situation now where he has the freedom to do so much more, and I'm not seeing it. He was complaining at his sons that he ain't getting enough touches, yada yada yada. No, he in a
Yeah,
situation where he should be. He's still playing a role player type of role. I do not know why. So
but is
he's
what
a
kind
joke.
of touches he was alluding to? Maybe he just wanted a pass more. But
Ah,
in terms of touches, like the only thing I think he's good at is being in the post, catching and hooking, or catching
just
and laying up or something.
yeah, he
But
turned out to be a worse
anything
player than.
outside of that is not his identity as a
Hmm.
basketball player for sure.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he
I
figure
didn't
it out,
see that one work, you know.
but yeah, no
I hope so.
no no surprise with these guys being in this position, to be honest, because they
Yeah.
they they put the ball in the hands of a young player, an extremely young player in uh what's the guy name? Scoot Henderson. So
Mhm.
if you're going to run the team along around a rookie player, then you're going to lose a lot of games. So they set up for
Yeah.
success in that regard. On the other hand, the Houston Rockets, a team that I think actually trying to win some games.
Yep.
Last
You
night,
mentioned that last time.
Dylan Brooks all over social media getting cut by Steph Curry. Uh, I don't know, man. The Rockets is a mess. They got a new coach as well, so I
Yeah.
guess getting the guys on board with the identity that he wants with the team is a work in progress. But again, we already predicted this team is probably not going to be good. I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to hit some level of a stride because they got some decent players on the team at least. Brad Van
Mhm.
Fleet, Dylan Brooks. I really like Shangoon. He's actually almost averaging about 20 points, 7 assists so far. But just showcasing why we know that they
What?
probably won't be a
So
great team in the long run.
so okay, never mind. That was the other thing. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
I just mismatched because I was like, who's running the ball for Houston? But I remember now. So yeah, yeah. Some teams win less. Um, some players putting on some performances that we expect, but still not getting the result that they will like. Zach Lavine, prime example here,
Oh boy,
hitting a
we
50 bomb and still losing by 16. So that means 16 of his points at least weren't good enough for a tie. And
that's
16 of
terrible.
his points would have put him at around what 39ish, 38ish points. If he had that
Yeah,
game, he probably
yeah.
would have lose by a lot more. So this is sad, man.
Hmm.
Like we said before, Zach gotta move. Zach gotta go
He
somewhere.
gotta go. He gotta get out. He gotta regress the trade.
Yep.
Like that
Gotta
is so
get out.
disappointing. But on the flip side, in that CM game, first of all, we even talk about who to lose against. Lose to the Pistons. I mean, the
Detroit.
Pistons looking good so far. They got some young guys that are looking really good. Kid looking exceptional, probably averaging like 20 high per game on the season already. Um, and they got a guy named Jalen Duran, second year guy, looking like a monster, averaging like
Mhm.
15 plus boards already in his first 3 games, and double digit points as well. But we gotta talk about the fact that in that game, Zach Levine had 0 assists. So
Had to run it himself.
I, this team is just just break it up. Wait, why did it taking so long? We know this from preseason. We know this from the end of last season. We know this from
Yep.
last year around the same time. That this team in a good break it
Yep.
up. It's time. That's all I have to say on the
Mhm.
Bulls.
Yeah. Get it sorted. Get it sorted. Have you
It's
looked at
true.
these jerseys, bro?
Of course.
Have you had a
Of
look?
course.
Oh my god, man,
All 90% of the jerseys are trash. Like
bro.
I don't know why
The
the
first one that jump out to me was OKC, but go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
I just I feel like every year there's some, of course there's some misses on a yearly basis, but this is the first year since they started doing the city edition jerseys that I feel like so much of these jerseys are mid to trash tier. Like they don't have anything that say, yo, that is hard. Like nothing like that.
Yeah,
I could really say like the ones that I have in my top
Toronto's look
five.
dirty. Like
But
ah,
this is the thing, like the getting I could say overplayed because Toronto just doing the same, recycling the same material over. Is it a goal or is black? Is it a goal or is black? They're
yeah,
trying a goal team. Let me try to pull it up for the peeps to see. They're trying to pull a goal team and it ain't working. It's not working
it ain't
whatsoever.
not
So
nearly.
so I don't know how they plan to remedy that going into the other season, but um
Mhm.
I don't know. My first, let me start with my fifth pick. On my top five of the jerseys, I have the Spurs
Yeah.
jerseys. Actually
Mhm.
starting out the list for me. Um,
Yep.
I can say they're pretty simple, but I just like how the cohesion of the colors. Putting it up on this Twitter page, NBA Central. Pretty popular Twitter page on the Twitterverse. Well, on the X verse right now.
Yeah.
With all the NBA takes and stuff. But San Antonio, San Antonio really looks. It is not too much, but I like the trim on the arms, um, the white, the colors go well together. So that is my fifth pick. My fourth pick, which I think was one of the more creative of all the jerseys that I saw from this list, is the Grizzlies. A little bit unique. They have
Mm.
this like kind of like they have like Memphis kind of like put it cut out in a barcode type of way, which I think it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And you can still realize that that is white. You can realize that is MEM to some extent if you take a
Yeah.
close look here in the bottom right. Um, I
That's the
think that's a
brain
really
playing tricks
creative.
on you.
Yeah, there's a really creative way to do a
Yeah.
design for a jersey. I really like that a lot. Maybe I should have put it as
Mhm.
my number one pick since I'm raving about it. But um,
We'll see what else we're raving about in just a minute.
yeah, I like the Rockets jersey. It actually isn't super fancy or anything, but I like the type font, like the typeface or whatever you call it. Like it's really nice. Uh, the colors blend well with it. It has a little trimming of blue in it that gives it a little bit of pop. The the color is great. Yes, it's just a plain white jersey, but it doesn't really look like any of their jerseys that are in their list in their typical rotation as well. So,
Right.
um, and then for my second pick, I have the Jazz. This is kind of like a throwback jersey to me. Uh,
Mhm.
with the mountain in the background. I've seen this before. Like, I'm pretty sure they have like a yeah, I'm pretty sure they had like a
A
throwback
close
jersey that was
render.
something like
Yeah.
this, but graphically and everything, I think this is really good, even though it's something that is kind of recycled. And
Yeah.
it fits the team of the team uh, overall. Colors are sleek, nice pattern. Well, not a lot of patterns, but nice trims around the arms, cohesive colors. Where the holy words are positioned, everything is perfect for me on that one.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
actually a contrast on the mountain, like the way the mountain is directed, I guess, versus how the colors are directed. I mean, the text is
Yeah,
directed, is like
yeah,
kind of crossing it a little bit.
yeah. It's like that's
So
going
yeah,
up, the mountain kind of going down. Yeah, I like the
yeah,
style of this one a lot.
yeah.
Before I get to my number one pick, let me go all the way back down and let me tell you, worst
Garbage.
jerseys, the absolute gutter tier from last week's show. Gutter tier jerseys that we have.
Toronto for sure.
I actually don't have to run on my list. I think that
What?
they're worse. I think that they're worse. And let me start with the Lakers. What is this? This is the worst place. Why would you put? What is this angle? I don't even know how to describe it. Is why would you think that that looked good? Whoever was the designer need to get some new friends or some new colleagues. Whoever told them that this is a good idea, because
Mhm.
that's absolutely terrible. Why are the letters creating a staircase? That that's horrible, and it looks so cluttered and squeezed up around the number.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
like I can't think what why they would even do it this way
And
at
the
all.
and the color waves,
The
they don't
colorway
even like.
is repetitive, but I okay with the colorway, but the text just spoiled the entire thing. Even if you just take out Los Angeles and left 23 and Lakers, it probably would look better than what they have there right now, because that the text on that is disgusting.
Uh,
I can't lie.
yeah, yeah.
My net, I got multiple worse.
I don't know who approves jerseys though, to be honest, but I
I
feel
don't
like this
know
is a job that I could do if this
exactly,
is what coming out.
exactly, truthfully. And then the next one, the Nuggets. After coming off the championship, I would have loved to see a nice jersey from the Nuggets. But what is this? You got all you got is a bunch of numbers on the screen, like it's a barcode. I do not understand why you got. Why would you choose to put? I don't know, this is Denver area code or something like that. I don't even know what it is, but
Was this
it looks
the
terrible. It's just
280
like a
thing?
bunch of numbers. Yeah, 5 to 80.
Oh, I thought it
Is
was
it even?
S. Yeah,
Like
okay.
no, I don't know. Like you can't even make out what. So they choose a bad font,
Yeah,
and then
a bar font color too,
it's just
because
a
I can't
bunch of
tell the blue stuff on top.
yeah, and then you could barely see the blue stuff there. They're supposed to be like
Yeah,
the mountains in Colorado, I guess. That's just a terrible choice. The numbers on top of numbers,
yeah,
not a good idea
yeah.
in my opinion. And then to round off the worst, some people might like this jersey. I don't know why, but the Washington jersey in this bottom right here,
Yeah.
I I don't know where on earth these colors come into play in Washington. I would probably have to see what they was their breakdown or their lore behind the jersey, but it got kind of like some, for lack of a better word, some musty colors kind of missing. It got gray and then like a rusty red. I don't even know what it is. It's kind of terrible to me, to be honest. They need to get rid of that as soon as possible. Probably just wear it once for the sake of having to wear it this year. Don't wear it again, please. And I think last year the Washington had some nice cherry blossom jerseys, which were, or it was last year, some time ago. They had some nice cherry blossom jerseys. Uh,
Yeah.
so those I like those a lot. So I feel like Washington could have done a little bit better this toss, but they really dropped the ball here. But
You don't like OKC jersey?
uh,
The colorways and everything?
yeah,
Like,
OKC is nice, but I feel like I
that's
saw that before to some extent. It is nice. I just feel like a
yeah,
lot of
okay.
teams opt to go black for simplicity, and
Yeah. Black is one of those
yeah,
default colors,
yeah,
like, so
yeah. It
yeah,
seems like
we could
yeah.
put anything on
Let's
top
just
of
put
black,
black. Yeah,
so
let's put black here. That's come
yeah.
on. I feel like the teams have some different spaces where they could get a little bit more creative with the colors. Like the Clippers, for example, like you got a black
Yeah.
jersey, you had a black jersey last year. Like try to think about something different. Um,
Man got
the only team here
clips.
that kind of like
Clips
really
too.
tried something outside of the box would be the Washington Wizards, and those that'll take a big feel to me. I guess
Mhm.
the Timberwolves did something a little bit different with like a kind of like a textured layer.
Yeah.
Um,
Theirs look
there's a
cool,
not bad. Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah. This is a pretty
I
good
like
one.
that.
I was trying to put them on my list, but I like the other ones more than this. I would probably put them
Yeah.
six on the list. But my number one pick, I don't know if a
H-Town?
lot of people can like it. Nope. I actually like
Let
the
me
Trailblazers
let
one
me
as the
guess.
best one. Oh.
Oh, you already say never mind. Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers, I like this a lot. I wish I could have zoomed in a little bit more that I could see a little bit more detail. Yes, it is black, but I like the font and how it adds some, some identity, some
Where's
flavor to the jersey itself. To me, uh,
where's Trailblazers? Rip City
this
is
is the yeah,
Trailblazers.
Rip City.
Oh, okay. That mid dog.
I like it.
That
I don't
mid.
know, and it has some pattern in the text itself as well. So I think it got some nice little detail.
Okay.
I don't see the back of
I see what
yeah.
you're
I didn't get to see
saying.
the back of the
Uh,
jerseys. I like it
I,
a lot. Which way you would pick as your top one from this list?
I like OKC colors. To me,
See,
yes, you might have seen it already, but I like OKC colors. I like
hmm
Minnesota idea of like fading the dark bluish color into the
the
white.
white,
I
yeah,
think
that
I think
it's supposed
that's
to be like
cool.
representing water or something like that. So the blue's supposed to be water, um,
Right. So
representing lakes or
yeah.
something in Minnesota.
And it's textured around the tats as well. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I, I kind of like that. I would put Milwaukee in my gutter spot because to me to me this looked like some primary school jersey
I
that
guess so. It don't look terrible
somebody
to
added
me.
to the
But to
no
me, a
I
little
don't
bit
like
more
that.
creative than anything else here. They actually try to do
Yeah,
something, in my opinion, instead of just put some black on a different color. Like, what the hell? Like, I feel like
for some
the
reason
Sixers had a bit
New
more bite.
York's
Mhm.
yeah I feel like New York's jersey look like a jersey that you would wear to like a baseball game with the stripes in it
I
or
guess
something like that.
I don't like
I don't really
the font.
fancy that.
I don't like
I
how they
like
got the
I,
double
I I like
font.
King's jersey. No, this
Yeah,
is
that's alright.
different. This
Mhm,
is what's this? All right, he's like,
mhm,
yeah, whatever. I like the fact that they chose not to like make it so obvious, like
mhm. Fair
what
enough.
you might want to do for a jersey, right? Like
Yeah,
you got the Kings on your right hand side and it strip all the way down. I think that that's a cool design for it. So I would say my top three is probably Minnesota Kings and OKC.
okay.
To me,
We'd like to see
all
some com
and H Town
mhm,
look pretty decent too, but that's kind of like San Antonio. San Antonio orange and H Town one red. And it's
I
just
guess.
like a
But I
different
just like the
style.
fonts. Yeah, the fonts look really nice to me, in my opinion. I think
Hmm.
maybe I put a bigger emphasis on font styles into my rankings to some extent.
Yeah.
Um, I think that plays a big
M-
role from what
Mavs
I'm
look
seeing on my own thing.
okay.
Yeah,
Nets
the mine's
Nets
up mid.
has
I don't like that.
like a weird rock
I don't like.
climbing type.
I
Like
don't like that.
you know
Yeah, like
the
yeah, rock.
MLS
Yeah, that's a
has
good
a
way to
rock
put it.
climbing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Nets
don't
Nets got
understand.
this little retro
In
fun
city rock
day, like
climbing,
fun gym, yeah, like
I
indoor
don't like
fun
it at
gym rock
all.
climbing style
Yeah,
going on with some cartoonish type tats all over
text.
the
Yeah.
place.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Boston look like they have a retro look
Yeah,
to their
Boston is
jersey.
usually they struggle to do the city edition jerseys most of the time. I can say this one
Yeah,
they're better. There's one they're more
it's
creative
not like a
ones.
worn out shirt.
Yeah, to
It's
some
this
extent.
this color remind me of like a
The
shirt
weight
that
shirt
you
that you
have that
had,
know for a while.
like the weight shirt that you had, and you forget it, and you find about and say, "Oh boy, yo, this shirt looks stink." Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly, that's that color for sure. But yeah, I think like year in year out, we always say teams could do a better job, but then there are a few who goes a little bit beyond what some people might expect. So yeah,
people in the
and I
chat.
would probably put Utah in fourth and something like that. You
Mhm.
know, I don't
Gotta
know.
get the people in the chat's opinion. I ain't hear anything for the people in the chat. Tell us
Yeah, no,
which jersey
people in the
from this
chat
set.
probably not even rocking with any of these jerseys.
Probably not. Probably not. But tell us
Yeah,
which
but go ahead.
jersey.
Sorry for cutting you off.
No problem. Tell us which jersey you think is the best from this list. I could put the link to the Twitter page in the chat so you could check it out. Go through the list and just send us a message on the stream. Let us know which you think is the best jersey. See if it aligns with anything that we say.
Yeah, probably won't, because it's all about taste and style
It's true.
and that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, it is what it is. Let me dive into the awards prediction.
Bum-ba-da-da. So yes, uh, I don't know where you want to start, Hans. Where you want to start? We got.
Let me start with probably the most popular award, I
You
guess.
sure you want to start with that, or you want to save that for last?
Uh, I
We
don't
could
know.
probably. We
Save
all
it,
right.
save it.
Let me save it for
Yeah,
last
save it.
because I think that's
Yeah.
the ultimate reveal.
Yeah.
I could dive into this one. I don't think much people know about the executives and the NBA. A lot of people don't even know the names, to be honest.
Hmm.
Of the people that are doing this stuff in the office and stuff like that. But uh, for my pick for executive of the year for the season, I got Brad Stevens. I think he's going to get it because the Celtics are going to be good, and he took some risks with trading for Porzingis, giving up the identity of the team in Marcus Smart, and
Porzingis be hitting
then
shots,
buying,
boy.
yeah, and buying Drew Holiday on top of that. So I think
Yeah.
without a doubt, he already got that award locked up, regardless of what happened for the rest of the year. Something really crazy, crazy,
Regardless of what
crazy.
happened.
I don't think I don't think anything. I don't see what is going to move the needle in the next couple of months based on who I think might get traded and who is
Hmm.
on locked up on their current teams um, right now. Truthfully, so I I don't see I don't see anybody topping it. If they do, I'd be surprised. But this is a league full of surprises. So never say never, but I just
Yeah.
don't see it happening. I think he got
Yeah.
this in the bag.
Cool.
For my next award, I go with Coach of the Year. A lot of people don't know the coach names, but I think the Timberwolves are going to be good this year, and I think a lot of the credit is going to go to Chris Finch, which is their coach. So I think he gets that award based on you know a lot of people have the perception that it is and it is a fact. Uh, Working with Cat and Rudy Gobert is a difficult thing to kind of figure out, and
Hmm.
if if he overcomes that challenge and brings some level of success for the team, I think it is not going to go unnoticed. So I think he is a high candidate, a prime candidate for it, especially if the Timberwolves do well, which I think they will this year. Um, in time
Jack Vaughn, Coach of the Year.
for the Nets,
Yep.
where
Nets.
you,
Nets looking like a team that you can't play around with, boy.
Mhm,
You got to play your stars when you're playing against the Nets. So
right?
I think I think if Nets could get comfortably in the playoffs, at least playing 2 games in there, he'll probably get Coach of the Year. I think so.
Mm, I guess so. Yeah,
They
that
can
that
pull
would
it
be a
off.
team
They can pull it
considered.
off.
Most of the coaches that win Coach of the Year are teams that exceed expectations in some form or manner. Like last year was Mike Brown. Nobody saw the Sacramento Kings being as good as they were. Mike Brown won
Yeah.
Coach of the Year because he pretty much flipped the franchise's perception to the general eye. And I think once you could hit that, you've got
Hmm.
Coach of the Year and anybody. So if Jabon gets the Nets to play, they get like a 7 seed or a 6 seed in the East,
Yeah.
probably
He can get that.
probably would be in consideration for that as well. Next award, Hustle Award. We could automatically just lock in Marcus Smart. I don't think we got to think too much about it. If Pat Bev was a little bit younger, he'd probably be the one that that wins it most of the time. But as the name
Oh,
suggests,
hustle Marcus Smart.
yeah, exactly. I don't see who else is once Marcus Smart is in the league, he's going to win this
So
award, pretty much.
hustle means steals, more steals.
Like somebody that grabbing for loose balls, getting on the floor doing the dirty work. I think they actually have an actual
Okay,
description for it.
Dennis Rodman style
He,
or type
yes,
stuff. Like
yes.
yeah, okay.
Is that wait? Let me explain it. Best utilize hustle to help their teams win on a nightly basis. The award is decided using a metric known as hustle stats, which tracks defensive and offensive efforts such as loose balls, such as diving for loose balls, taking taking charges, deflections, setting screens, and contesting shots.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Bev win it in the first year, and
AD should get this easy.
come on, weird, weird. Amanda don't show it in the
No,
different
but
halves of the
I
game.
mean his talent should be able to get him this easy.
Uh, but you want somebody with drive, and AD has shown on countless
Yeah, he
occasions that
has
his
none.
drive wavers so significantly on a
Zero.
nightly basis. So this is not a stop. This is not a stop for AD whatsoever
Mhm.
at all. Um, Clutch player of the year, Hans. I going with Dame Lillard on this one. The
True.
Bucks are going to need it. You realize something there. You trying to get trolled on the internet. Drew Holiday what? Damian Lillard.
Uh,
The
yeah.
Bucks got what they needed,
Damn
and
time, buddy.
he's going to need it. I was thinking about going back with De'Aaron
But
Fox because he won it last year because
wait, pause quick,
Mhm.
because this means that your team will have to be in these moments,
Yeah,
right? You think Bucks will be in these moments that often?
they do because their defense is garbage on the perimeter
Ah.
at least. I don't think the defense is that great, so
Mhm.
they're going to struggle. They're going to end up in a lot of close, high scoring games because of that. Because I don't think they'd
Yeah.
have that good of a perimeter defense, and then Dame is going to have to build them up with some clutch shot making. And I think even when it gets to like even games that might be filthy, like 89 to 90 in the last minute and a half, like those type of games, like Dame
Mhm.
again going to be the person to build them up with clutch shot clutch shot making. So I think
Yeah.
Dame is going to have this in the bag because they're going to be situations. I don't think this Bucks team is going to be like the Bucks teams of past that won most of the games on defense and kind of steamroll teams in transition with Giannis and stuff like that. It has a different identity.
Right.
I don't think they're going to win as much games as they've won over the past few years because of that. So um, I'll give them Lillard this award for the season.
That's I really have no comeback after the explain that way, because
Mhm,
I mean, like, I was actually thinking that I don't think Butts would be in that position a lot.
mhm.
But hey,
I mean,
is
I
he
mean, they've been
heavy?
some struggles for the start of the season already. I think we can see more
Yeah.
as it going because there's still the cohesion part of it that needs to be there. So when they get their offense ticking, they'll be good. But I still think they need to guard some people though. So there's that, and
Mhm.
I don't think Giannis will be able to carry the load on the perimeter and inside as well. Brett
Hey,
Lopez,
Luca might be chasing Dame for this award,
you might be right. You
because
might be right.
because
You can
Mavs
say the
to
same
me
thing about
is
the
one of
Mavs.
these
Yeah.
teams,
hmm
yeah, that can be in a pickle a lot of the time.
hmm
Like, Luca had a big game in
The
their
other night.
opening game, and
I,
he had to pull it out the bike.
yep. And
So yeah, we will see, man. We will see.
yeah, they
But
had one
that's from
against
two different
their favorite
conferences,
team
though.
on the Nets. Where
Hmm.
Cam Thomas was cooking.
Yeah,
He had to hit a pretty much a buzzer beater tree. I don't even know how he scored that shot up to no or one-handed tree
it's
mic
Luca.
shot. Like what the hell?
The
So this man insane, you
the
know.
the the the, the shots that come off the bike, that come off the window, is
Yeah,
be the dirtiest,
nasty.
because it's
He
be
play
so, like, flush off of the thing. Like it's not bubbling or nothing. It's like
Hmm.
bank splash, bank splash. It's so dirty. So
If
yeah,
they
man.
great defense and
I
then that
think
happens, it's
Luca
just
and
demoralizing.
yeah, it hurts. I know for sure it hurts a lot. So yeah, Luca and Dame for sure. Two contenders for that award.
Hmm. Speaking of
You
Cam
got
Thomas,
Nets.
speaking of Cam Thomas, six man of the year, I got him on my list. There's a Hans influence here
Hey,
right now.
very well might be. My
Man,
guy
you
coming
man
off the bench and
cooking
hit
here,
40
look.
points.
You man
Don't
cooking
mess with
already. I'm
Cam,
pretty sure you
boy.
averaged like 27 on the season. I know it's only 3 games, a well overreaction, but I feel like even if he's not
Hey,
going to
that's
score
what we're
30
here to
points,
do.
he can score 16 at least off the bench for the rest of the
Hyping
season.
up Cam. Cam is gonna be the 20.6 man of the year.
I don't know about that. Hey,
If he
he
starts,
got.
40,
All right, you
40,
pushing it. You pushing.
35,
You pushing
40,
it. But pretty much right now
28,
he's he's
40.
he's the he's the closer for the Nets. Get the ball in your
Yeah.
hands, and he probably get you a bucket, kind of like Jordan Clarkson s. So if you got that kind
Like
of
he's
reputation,
a clutch player for sure.
if you got that kind of reputation, you prime to like a flamethrower scorer off the bench. Six man of the year award is gonna come your way.
Hey, till they
So
get
that's my pick. I'm
backpack,
pretty sure that'll be
zip
yours
it
too,
up
Hans.
already, go home. That is big man. Cam is my guy. Don't let nobody tell you different. Or Chris Paul might be 6 man of the year.
Oh, shut up. Look, Chris Paul, what?
I just
With
making fun of Chris
assists?
Paul because no, because he benched his first game like
He
in
should
his
be. He should
career,
have been
right?
benched.
Because
He should have been benched from the
because
start.
he never like you know play a game off the bench. So I was just
Hmm.
making fun of him being 6 man of the
Continue.
year. Yeah. Who you got next? What's the next award?
Rookie of the year. A man running from the
Rookies of the
OKC
year.
Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
I got Chat Holmgren being rookie of the year.
Wemby,
Uh,
boy, chat,
I got
chat
Chat.
that,
I got
chat
Chat.
that.
I got Chat.
Wemby, buddy,
Chat all day.
Wemby,
Chat all
Wemby.
day. I like Wemby. I like Wemby.
Wemby
I
before the
don't think he
sun
giving it.
come up, big man. Not even all
We
day
see
before the
this. We see
sun
this
come
more
up.
than once. Ben Simmons sit out the year. Get some more experience. Had a phenomenal NBA first season. I think the same thing can happen with Chet. Wemby is a generational talent. We can see that already. But I think that Chet can be really good as well. Chet playing exceptional
Wemby.
already. Like,
People
uh,
put Wemby in the chat. Wemby. If you're watching over the stream, comment Wemby 100.
I think it can be Chet, and I think might be one of the years where
Chat that pick.
um where the
Mm-hmm.
rookies' impact on winning is more weird because I think that Chet's impact on winning is going to be a lot higher than Wemby's given the team that he's on right now. Um, so I think that might play a role into this Rookie of the Year award, truthfully. So even though Wemby is, I would say, I could say guys might be neck on neck in talent, kind of similarly built
Yeah.
dudes with similar skill set. Um,
I think
but
when we got more offensive power and chat a little bit more
ah,
rounded. No?
no, I think Chat got more offensive power in my opinion. In terms of his skill set. Uh,
We'll
maybe
see.
if you look at it from a handling perspective, I think Wemby got a little bit more handle than Chat. But in terms of scoring, I think Chat is a little bit better than Wemby.
I
Defensively,
think Wemby is going to develop faster than you think.
yeah, no, I think he's right now he's developing faster than I think. So you're right in that case, to be honest. But I don't know. I think that Chat is going to impact winning on OKC Thunder than more than well, yes, Wemby will impact win as well, but it will have a greater impact on that team because that's a better team to some extent. If you get what he's saying,
Okay.
therefore he might more get the nod for Rookie of the Year. In my opinion, I think it's going to go down to something like that. And a lot of people will be like, "Gee,
Okay.
boy, I can't believe Wemby here, man." Yada yada yada. I feel like that's what we get at the end of the year. True.
Yeah. You can see that's another tight race looking at. That's another tight race.
And most improved player, talk about this guy at the top of the show. He is at the top of my list for most improved player. Gotta be give me Tyrese Maxey any day. Get rid of James Harden, send him to some other team, please, so that there's no question when it comes to Tyrese Maxey
You could send
in
James
terms of
Harden to
getting the ball.
Wizards.
He could send him to Afghanistan for all they care right now. Yeah, he off the Sixers. That Tyrese Maxey be the star of the show at the guard
Yeah,
position for the Sixers. We already seeing um, the fruits of his labor because he clearly been working hard in the off season, um, averaging 30 points over the first 3 games, um, and as a starter as well.
that's so
So
impressive.
Tyrese Maxey, most improved player of the year. Who you got on that side, Hans?
I don't know who can beat Tyrese for it unless the judges are already seeing that Tyrese Maxey was at a certain level from last season and he just basically up it a little bit rather than having, a big gain in improvement.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, because I guess for the most part, the
I
NBA
mean,
kind of settle. Most of the people that would, I guess, be chosen for this award might be either rookies or people who are going into their second year, third year, maybe. So I don't
yeah,
know
more 30
who's.
year type of players, but Ja Morant won it,
Yeah,
and we know that he was good. But he won
he
it
was
because
most
he
improved.
took a big yeah he was most improved in
Okay.
2021-22.
Hmm.
So he won it, and then he was like, oh, I
I
can
don't know.
dedicate this to Desmond Bean, yada yada yada, because he was like, oh, he feel like he on top of the board already, right?
Yeah.
But he did win it, and I think he did deserve to win it because his jump in terms of points and stuff like that all across the
Hmm.
board was really big. So that's one of the few times that they give it to somebody that took a big jump. That was considered kind of like a star already.
Yeah. Like
Mhm.
names running through my head, but then I like can't say them right away
Mhm.
because I don't think that some of these players would actually get that most improved. Because like if you show a certain level of skill already, right, it's hard to then gauge how much you've like improved.
Yeah,
Like you could only do it from a stats point of view
yeah.
from there,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, yeah. I have no what would you call it? Um
No most
the
improved.
word
See
just
that's it.
skipped me. But anyways,
But yeah, man.
well, that too. But yeah, I don't have anybody to get that award
Okay.
or to contest to your pick.
All right, no problem. Next award, Defensive Player of the Year. This is going to be
Drew Holiday
highly debatable. I go with Chat Holmgren again.
for defensive player.
Yep.
Hmm.
I can say off the rip first, Ricky, to
I
me a
thought you were
defensive player
big
of the
on
year.
Drew. I thought you were big on Drew.
I don't know. I don't know if Drew Holiday is going to get defensive player of the year. Celtics, as I keep saying, have changed their identity to a more offensive style team. Drew is not going to shine with that identity, if you get what I'm saying.
What about
But
anybody from the Nets? Given that Nets got a good set of defensive players,
if maybe maybe Ben
maybe.
Simmons, maybe Ben Simmons. The only person on that team that would
um,
probably consider get it, depending on how strong they are, Nick Claxton maybe. Uh, I don't see
you
anybody
you think he's
else.
better than Ben defensively? Because
Yeah, right
because
now.
once Ben on Ben's been
Man,
really
yeah,
impactful.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
It's very true.
man, boy, these tough awards though
Hmm.
to give out. Like, I don't know, man. You giving it to Chat. So Chat went into a war so far, boy.
I being high on chat video awards this year because even though I have OKC low on my list, on the tier list, which is probably a bad pick, I I see the signs. I saw the signs. I opened up my eyes. I see the signs for the Thunder being
Eee,
actually
mic drop, dog, mic drop.
I can't drop it. I see chat having a good pathway to getting these awards because I think the OKC are going to see some expectations. People might call me Stephen A. Changing my words just
Mhm.
from a week ago about the Thunder.
Yeah.
But I had, hindsight is 2020. Had some revelations over the past week.
Yeah,
Um,
I had dreams, I think. If I was running some basketball, I was like, oh, Chat would do this. Oh, Chat would do this.
yeah, man. I
Ah,
just think that his impact is going to be really, really big for the Thunder,
your
and
hindsight short though. Like that hindsight duration real short.
man, they can be
Don't
good,
worry,
man.
man. Yo, we got 79 more games to play.
It's true.
So we'll
It's very
see.
true. So, chat, who I'm
Yeah,
going for defensive
we'll
player of
see.
the year. So you got Drew Holiday.
Mhm.
You will have Drew Holiday for defensive player of the year.
Uh, I was thinking Drew, maybe Marcus. If Marcus gonna get that hustle award, he might get the defensive player award too.
Maybe.
Um, I would go Marcus Smart
Hmm.
if he's pesty enough,
Hmm.
and like you said, if he's gonna win that award, he probably might get it because most of his hustle points is gonna come from defensive plays.
Yeah.
Not all of his hustle points is gonna come from offense. So I'll give it to Marcus.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
think Chet will probably get more blocks, but Marcus probably be more pesty on defense.
Hmm.
And we forget Draymond too, but Draymond might be slowing
Yeah.
down, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
And Draymond, all the awards need to. Right now, the awards are kind of favoring younger players. Truthfully speaking, because
Okay. All
LeBron
right,
is
then
not going to be in
just
contention
not
for any
really
of
sure.
these awards because he's old. He's going to miss some time during the year.
Yep.
Um, so
Off his
like
geriatric clause.
it's true. uh, Players that are older probably going to lose out because they might not play as many games. And the younger
Yeah.
players probably, I presume if we was to do some analysis on this, younger players tend to play more games than older players. I think that's you could assume that and be right. So I think this would take place in this case. So you might see some younger players that maybe if the 65 game clause wasn't a big deal, probably wouldn't have won
Yeah.
it. But no, that is a big deal. Some players that missing 30 games in the season, 20 games in the season that might have been in contention for it, like possibly a Draymond, wouldn't
Hmm.
be able to get the award. So
Right.
that's where I'm at with that one.
That all comes full circle back to what I was saying about this whole clause. Like you gotta play
Hmm.
enough games to say, yeah, we could give you this award. Can't be
Hmm.
playing 50%, 60% of the games and
Yeah,
trying to win awards. That
yeah,
won't be fair to people who work the hardest and actually sweat
yeah. This
playing
number is
70 something
65 now.
games to try.
Yeah, number is
Mhm.
65 now. So that is, I think that's kind of decent. As you could only miss like
Yeah.
was that 17 games.
Mhm.
So for anything you pass that 17 game threshold is a wrap.
Yeah.
So I sure LeBron gonna
Yeah.
miss at least
That's
20 games this season. I sure Draymond gonna miss
yeah.
at least 20 games this season. Um, so like players like that probably ain't gonna be in conversation for these awards moving forward. And
Mhm.
B might not even be in the award, but kind of just settle myself. But my MVP prediction for the 2022, 2023, 24 NBA season, my early prediction is Embiid.
The dominant, the one and only Joel Embiid.
Joel Terrell Embiid. So my rationale for this one is a little bit different. I think he's gonna have a narrative for this one, much like he did last year. He won it based off narrative last year as well, in my opinion, because it was like
Yeah.
it was that it's kind of reminiscent of that James Harden year when he won the MVP. and they felt like he should have run it the prior 2 years. So they just kind
So
of
he
give
like
it,
just got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Kind of give it.
I
I
was like,
feel
oh,
like
sorry.
last year
You
Jokic
should
was
have.
better than Embiid to me all season.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know when we talked about it last year, well, I told y'all
But
guys that Embiid is going to win it because of that narrative that he was so
right.
close. He was running up for the past 2 years. He having another dominant season. We can't not give it to him. We can't give it to Jokic a third time in a row. That'd be unfair. So exactly
Yeah.
what I said happened,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think what's going to happen this year is narrative on
So
top of this.
Jokic is gonna get it.
No, at the start of the season, no, we got James Harden playing the fool, running around, ain't doing nothing, kind of being a negative impact on the team. And I think they're just going to look like, oh, Embiid raised above the odds and put this team on his back and carry it into the spot
Or
that they
they
ended up
might
being
just
at.
say, since we give Jokic two in a row, we can get MB two in a
Yeah,
row, and then y'all gonna
yeah,
fight for the third.
we can't get Jokic 3 because then no, that put him in like elite all time category. Not many people have been
Yeah.
three. Not even Giannis got three MVPs yet. So hey,
I say if the guy deserve the MVP, give him the MVP. I don't believe in the whole
don't work like that
or
though.
if it's
Don't work like that.
that's the thing. Like it's all about feelings and people thoughts and people talk. Like, if the guy deserve it, then give him it. But again, these things are tough to measure in team settings.
Hmm.
So I get it. It is what it is. You should let your fans vote.
That's terrible. That is no, that's a terrible idea. Jokic will never get a award every fans vote because a lot of NBA casual fans don't even really know who Jokic is like that. I would say yes,
Yeah.
they know because he win the championship. But before then, it's like who
Mhm.
Nikola Jokic. Yeah, I don't even know this man. Like, I don't even get to watch the games with he like what he's doing in the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like then
It's
that
like, oh,
becomes
he
then
too
it becomes a
slow. He not
popularity
exciting.
contest. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It becomes a
exactly.
popularity
You're right
contest
though. You're right.
from that point. So no way. They're already doing a bad job with putting it in the hands of the media because these guys is what some foolishness and
Sure.
funny like what the hell? Remember got some random players in some of these votings for like
Like
defensive player of the year and
there
I think
should be
like
some type of measure though that they
hmm
could use to to say, okay, you had the most games in such and such a situation and you come out on top to be most valuable in this situation. How many situations were you in this position? You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
like how long have you dominated, like stayed in a winning position and brought that much value to your team? That could
Yeah.
also be type of measure to kind of compare. Because
Hmm.
Joel and B will not have the same support as Jokic, but
Hmm.
yet their value could still be seen in two different realms, if you want to
Yeah.
use that word.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know how they do it, but hey, um, that's another, you know, because if it's close, it's like, what was your reasoning for splitting the two type of
Hmm.
thing, right? So
Honestly.
yeah,
Well,
give it to Giannis, man, because
so
I
that's
don't
your
think he's going to
and
win the
this is your
championship.
prediction?
Yeah,
All
Giannis
right.
MVP.
All right.
Because
Hmm.
Saints Bucks defense is going to be mediocre.
Hmm.
Giannis got to be big dog. Yes, you get help from Dame and Chris, but Giannis got to be big dog to get the Bucks where the Bucks need to be.
Hmm. He gotta be more the dirty work guy now, to be honest.
Yeah, he got to go back to Giannis that won the championship. Basically,
Hmm. Hmm.
that type of dominating Giannis.
All right, reasonable. Not a bad pick. Um, so I think. Oh no, we got some Hastra Bros curated awards, in the segment as well.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
so the Get Me Out in inverted commas player award.
Yeah.
So this will go to the star player most likely to request a trade. So I got Zach Lavine in this spot. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the show.
You sure he's not gonna be a Dame Lillard 2.0?
He wants to stay with Chicago and do what? Waste his prime?
Hey, people's been asking Dame the same questions. You want to stay with Trailblazers and do what? But hey, no, you never know.
Zach Lavine don't
Some
give me that
some
vibe.
some people state loyalty to a different level, boy.
True. I feel like Zach Lavine will be willing to go somewhere else. I think he think about it as we speak right now. He on the phone talking to somebody
Mhm.
saying, "Yeah, boy, wanna really go next." Hmm. I'm pretty
Send me
sure.
heat. Send me
Exactly.
heat. um,
So he's my pick for this pair. I don't know who. I guess maybe an honorable. Well, James Harden in that category already. I can't think about anybody else given how the team's set up. The only
yeah, I was
person
gonna
could
say
probably be like
people
Cat
seem
if
pretty
things
fit.
go bad. Like Cat on the
Nah, he
Timberwolves
not going to go
if things
anywhere.
go. He
No,
don't want to, but he might request a trade
I
if
don't
things
feel
going bad.
he requests. I feel he'll probably be traded if it don't work out from the
But yeah, true.
organization
Yeah,
end.
true.
I don't feel he
Yeah, he would get
requests.
traded for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's the only body that should at least the only
Hmm.
person that you could think of that you would say yes, you should ask for a trade.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Me.
So
I mean, fellow star player on his team, DeMar DeRozan, could be a candidate as well. Uh, so there's that. There is that. There's
has
probably
Demar
next best
ever
option.
asked for a trade? Like he's been at
I remember
Raptors for
watching
a
a
while
podcast
and
with
he
him, and I think he mentioned that he would. I might be wrong. I don't know. Let me just not say nothing on that
Mhm.
because I genuinely don't know.
I
Uh,
think Demar is loyal until he's traded.
I guess so.
Yeah. I think so because he's been at Raptors for a long time, and then obviously the man hit his stick, which I thought was kind of unfair, but
Hmm.
he won a championship after that. So hey, never know. Maybe if Bulls trade DeMar, and they might win a champion. No, just
Maybe.
kidding. Um, but yeah, Zach should be the person asking for trade at this point.
Hmm. Hmm. So this one is something that we're gonna do like a poll at the end of the season for the fans for the show to vote on. Calling this award a drama queen award. Uh, goes to the player
Harden
most
already
likely
winning the race.
right now, right now, but player most likely to be the consensus crybaby of the NBA. My pick
uh,
for that is Luca. Without a doubt, I don't think anybody could beat Luca in this race. This is one race that he's at the top of. He is so annoying, complains about everything every single time while walking on the floor and his team getting cut in transition as well. So gotta be number one. My honorable
AD,
mention for this is
AD, another
LeBron James.
crybaby.
Nah,
All
I
right,
don't find
LeBron
the
James, I guess. Yeah. So like AD would cause LeBron to be the crybaby,
I
basically.
guess. But I mean I can see LeBron kind of tamed on it over the past few like coming on the end of last. Not really. Yeah,
He
kinda
can
the
accept.
yeah,
Yeah,
to some extent.
he can just accept that
But
that's how
beginning
it
of last
is.
season, the man was complaining about everything and before and the year prior to then, you remember the Pat Bev taking the camera. I mean, he did get fouled, but taking the camera when the
Mhm.
man had an absolute meltdown on the court. It was just like big man. All right, big man. Like I don't even take my little brother again like that. Like just relax. Like, yo, relax.
Ma Ma was throwing tantrums and
Yeah, come on. He's a big man.
ah, you're right. You're right. Uh,
Like do better,
yeah.
man. So
I
and
hope
then
Joel Embiid don't be a crybaby.
um he's already getting enough fouls. He's getting the whistle anyway. So when you're shooting 15 free throws a game for the season, what you got to crave about? What
No,
do you
I
have to crave
mean,
about?
like if things had to not go great, and you know he start blaming things like
But
blaming
he should.
people
Right
not
now,
being
things ain't going
there,
great.
or
You know, for the time that he been on the Sixers, you had to no. So you have first to deal with Ben Simmons situation, then you got to deal with James Harden.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
incompetency from the organizational standpoint. So he got a
Right.
legitimate reason to be a crybaby in that sense, and nobody will fault him for that, or even call him a crybaby in that case, because that's folly,
Right. Hmm.
just
That's
bad
fair.
management.
Yeah.
So I want
I like
my
the poll idea. You probably put like four people on there and see who get the most votes, or
yeah.
see how many people put a certain name and start adding it to the poll.
hmm
That would be
And
cool.
then for the last Hasbro Bros Awards, um, I'm going with Combat Player of the Year. So a player who missed 40 plus games last season, who was fully healthy coming into this season, and you know, and you would say who would have like a mm, exceptional raise back to a point that they've been at, or to a point where that we think that they could reach, for lack of a better explanation. But right now, my pick for this award is Kid Cunningham. He missed maybe pretty much the whole last season. Uh, this is only his. This is he got drafted in 2021. So this is his third NBA. He started his third NBA season this year. So he only really got to play some of his rookie season, which before then he was injured and he didn't get to play
Hmm.
much of it. And then he got injured. Yeah, tough late so far for him in the health department. But I think he's going to be really really good. And Detroit is not going to win a lot of games, but he's going to be good. So I give him the award. I think he's got the talent, he's got the space and room to showcase that talent. So uh, he'll be in discussion for no awards, but other than this award, but he'll be on the radar of people like of the NBA media as one of the upcoming stars in the league after this season, I believe.
Yeah.
So player to watch out for if you haven't ever heard of him is Cade Cunningham from Detroit Pistons. Really really good player. So you can check him out. Might
Well,
come back to it.
as has missed. Yeah, go ahead. Your comeback player of the
Yeah.
season. The
hmm
season.
Yeah.
Who else will be in this race? Who else will be in this conversation that's missed that many games last season?
um. So it is off the top of my head. Ben Simmons could be in
Oh,
the race.
Ben
Uh,
Simmons. Yes. Yes. I got faith in Ben Simmons. Why?
are you,
Because he on Brooklyn Nets.
mhm.
Yes.
Technically, you could put Chat in this category to some extent because he didn't play the whole of last season, but I won't put him in this category because he is a rookie. He already in a category outside of that. You got Cat missed 53 games last year. Zion could fall into this category as well. He missed
Yeah, I
50
don't think it's gonna
games.
be that great.
Chris Middleton, he missed 49 games. LaMelo, I initially had him as my pick, but I think the Hornets gonna be trash.
No.
He missed 46 games last year. Um, yeah, so that's the star players that we know. That's pretty much it. Like, and Kid will fall into that category as well. Lonzo Ball will
I
fit in this
think
list, but we don't know when next Lonzo Ball can even touch the court.
yeah. I think Ben could have a good shot at it
hmm
if if he's consistent.
Yeah, he could, but we got a long season to see. The times that he did play in the over the past in this calendar year, he didn't look like the Ben
Yeah.
Simmons that we knew. I guess, but he has this season to slowly get into form, so we'll see how it goes for him.
Yeah. I think he has a nice home at Brooklyn, man. So
hmm
we'll make sure to take care of
Should
him
make the most of it.
and make sure that he gets what he needs to perform, and hopefully he
hmm
can make the most of what we expect of him, and he can show the world what a good player he is, because he's like in this off season he's really showed us
Yeah.
um how dominant he can be on the floor, and
hmm
how well he does with the ball, including players and stuff like that. You've seen him stealing the ball and what's not. So far he's been coming into form. If you've not seen the best of Ben Simmons, I guarantee you that. So I'm really expecting him to shine through this season. So look out for Ben Simmons at our games. make sure to tune into Brooklyn Nets games. We want to see you there.
Who's it? Who's it? Let me spare you. Let me spare you.
Hey, don't talk about my pockets.
Not into a whole Brooklyn Nets promo. Jeez.
uh, hey, don't
Um,
talk about my team. My team.
but that's it for the Hasbro's awards predictions. Well, early awards
Hey.
predictions. We probably can come back and take a look at this list at some point throughout the season. I didn't know if we can leave
Mhm.
opportunity to make changes on the list, add to this, whatever the
Yep.
case may be. Um, but it's definitely going to be a point of discussion. Um, throughout the season
Throughout
as
for
we get a
sure.
better look at the
Yeah.
teams and how different players are performing. So stay tuned for that in the future.
Yep. Give
Last
us
thing on
your
the
thoughts
agenda.
too, because we're
Mm,
looking for that.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Last thing on the
Let's
agenda.
continue the street.
Marquee matchups
Let's
for week
continue my
2.
streets. Knicks versus Cavs at Cavs. New York Knicks will dominate Cavs and come out on top because I've had a chat with Julius Randle and we on the same page. Let's go. Let's go, bro. You see what you're
Worst
wearing
person
today,
to
bro? Let's go Knicks.
nah. Nah.
Man,
I
give me
don't
a
know what
soft nah. Is
nah.
it?
I you know, I don't have much faith
We
in
think
Julius
ain't see
Randle.
we ain't see Spider gonna do something to the Knicks.
I don't know. But I mean, truthfully, the Cavs ain't really looking that great so far, but I I,
Hey,
I mean Donovan Mitchell been
Nick.
looking great personally, specifically, but uh, uh, I going with the Cavs on this one. I ain't got a big reasoning for it. I just think the Cavs can win.
You just go with your
Cavs can win
heart.
a lot of games this year again. I think they get better offensively, so um, Cavs.
People's Knicks gonna win this one for sure. Ain't no doubt about it.
If you say so, sir. No big analysis from me. I just going Cavs. I don't want voting Knicks. I don't know what you got to say with
Hitters.
Knicks.
Uh, hitters. Nuggets at Wolves.
I
This is
got to go
your
with the
team
home
against
team.
the champs.
The Nuggets probably gonna beat me, but I sticking with my home team. Uh, if
That's
they put up the
brave.
surprise, then
That's
so be it. No deep
so be
analysis
it.
here either.
That's
I mean, to be honest, on
uh,
a serious note, though, wait, let me put some seriousness to this.
mhm,
Coming from last postseason, everybody Nuggets players and stuff saying the Wolves is probably the best opponent that they had in the postseason, based on
mhm,
who get in the most trouble through that playoff run. I just think that they have a team equipped to play the Nuggets. Full stop. You got two guys that you could put on Jokic. That he can't just bully through for the whole game. You got a defensive player in the year and Rudy Gobert that you could put on him. You could put Cat on him. Um, Cat is not a great defender overall, but when he playing against Jokic specifically, he seems to get for Jokic games for some reason. Um,
mhm,
that's inside knowledge from watching so many of the games. He plays actually solid defense against Jokic. I don't know. Anyway, the point is you got a good defensive team that could actually kind of in the playoffs that kind of slow down their offense a little bit, and I think that's going to be the Wolves' identity for the season. Great defense, maybe not so great offense, but great defense, and I think they just have a personnel, a big long players that could really give the Nuggets some trouble. I still think the Nuggets offense will overcome it, but they probably are one of the better matchups for the Nuggets. Period in the league, in terms of not getting like overthrown by their size. So they got a shot to win the game, but I skeptical because the Nuggets playing really good, really efficient offensive basketball right now. I don't know if the Timberwolves cohesiveness on defense is as high as it could be at the moment, but I think they have the room together. I don't know if it will be in this game, but I'm going with them either way because that's my team. So Pulling the Hakeem. I can just paint some Nuggets for you. I don't see where you pick the Wolves, so let me just put out there one time. No, this thing.
No, it's the nuggets all the way, buddy. Gotta get your nuggets, buddy. Gotta get your nuggets worth. Nuggets in a bucket equals good time, no matter how you see it. Let's go.
So last
Golden State and
last
OKC.
first
Mm-hmm.
in season tournament. Well, Friday is going to be the first in season tournament day, so there are going to be multiple in season tournament games on Friday this week. But we're going to focus on the Golden State Warriors at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Um, this should be a, I think this should be a fun game. Young up and coming team: Shea, Steph, uh, Chat, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Kaminga. Should be a fun game. It should be a high pace game as well. Um,
Yep.
I just pick it based on that alone. Uh, Hey, on the OKC again, going with OKC again this week.
But I think he's gonna get a lot of blocks. Chat.
That yeah, and that's the thing with
Yeah. On the
these
perimeter, yeah.
Warriors. The Warriors are kind of a small team outside of Kevin Looney, and I think Chat has the
Kaminga,
opportunity to
maybe.
kind of like dominate there. He does have
Oh,
to play against Looney though, so that might be a challenge
yeah.
for him on the
Size.
boards. Yeah, on the
Yeah.
boards, but he could make up for that in length. I don't feel like Looney is like Jokic in the sense of kind of imposing his will with his weight, his strength as much.
Mm-hmm.
So Chat wouldn't have to deal with that often, in my opinion. But uh, I think the OKC will have the edge in this one, unless
And the
Steph
star
goes off.
players have to play because it's an in tournament
Yeah,
game, a season
yeah,
tournament game.
yeah.
So
National televised as
yeah,
well. I think national TV game, so
yeah.
they don't have a choice.
I
Well,
going
yeah, they do have a
against you,
choice.
boy, for all of these games.
Hmm.
All of these games I going against you. Give me my Golden State Warriors any day against
Okay.
OKC. At least for this year. At least for right now. Let me not say that in perpetuity, because then
Hmm.
you know people hold me against. Well, hold me to that, and then I
Yeah.
go keep picking Golden State, no matter how horrible they get.
Hmm.
But yeah, I got my boy Steph to do his thing, and he got a pretty decent support system. A lot of guys played together for a long time, so yeah, Golden State's can come up with a win for sure. Look at that, boy. First five marquee matchup games we're going against each other, boy. Head to head, right off the bat. Let's
I think
go. I
this
like
week
it.
I can get a strong week this week. So um
Yeah, was a strong week for
my
you.
strength is your weakness no. In this
Was
week
it
again.
was a strong? What was a strong week for you?
3-0, what do you mean? 3-0. I land though. I ain't gonna like that nugget someone got me. That nugget someone got me. I think the nuggets. The nuggets. I got a good rationale for that one. Well, yes, I did. That's probably when I had the best rationale for it, but nuggets look too good.
No,
The nuggets look too good.
you try to force a rationale upon that game, but
No, I
Nuggets
know about that.
Nuggets gonna win
No,
that game.
The Nuggets good. Nuggets playing exceptional
Yeah,
basketball right now.
gonna say will
Truthfully,
win, and Knicks will win. Let's go, team. Anyways, people, that's been it for the Astro Bros. Hope you guys enjoyed that stream. I really did enjoy that stream. Had a lot of fun points and conversations. My boy Ray. So hope
sir.
again you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys click that like button if you were in the stream. And I hope you tune in next week to join us again, same time on this channel. We here. So be here.
It's true.
Let's go. Yes, sir. Astro Bros sending out peoples. See you next week. Peace.